Yeah. Okay, cool. We're recording. Okay, so let's talk about last week's. We spoke about the yellows, and who remembers to go look for some yellows or understand those yellow people on your prospects or the people you're speaking to. So yellows were the ones that want to basically, let's say, save the world, run around naked. They're old hippies. Barbara now I'm talking about, yeah, because she's yellow. And they are very different. We need to approach them differently, because let's say if you're a red, you're very aggressive, you're very direct, and very you just want to get things done. And yellows, you've got to be slow with them. So I encourage you to look at all the people you're speaking to and try to differentiate which color they are, because you've got to know how to speak to them differently. But today I'm going to be talking about the blues. Now, who is a blue? Maybe you can unmute yourself and tell me who's a blue. If you remember what a blue was. Blue is very enthusiastic, very open, very expressive. Nobody's a blue. Anybody's a blue? There's a go. Darlene's a blue. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to be talking to Darlene today, but I'm going to do some shares and screen share quickly here. Now put some slides together on the blues. Now let's just get this thing going. Okay. Viv, oh, I went too fast. The blues. There we go. Hey, Viv, can you see that? Because you're the first person I can see. Thumbs up. Awesome. Okay. We're going to talk about the blues. Now, we've been speaking about all the personalities, but we're going to focus on the blues today. Now, the blues is basically someone who's very open and also very direct and very expressive. They always like to have lots of fun, because if it's not fun, it's boring. They don't want to be there, right? Okay. So when you're speaking to someone who's blue, pretty much you've got to speak to them a lot faster than everybody else. As you notice now, I'm speaking faster because this is a blue personality. They're always fast, quick. Very spontaneous. They always love to be the joke in the house all the time. They're always moving. Their main thing is building relationships. Whereas someone who's very more direct, like a red, which we'll speak in the next couple of weeks, a red is very direct, not interested in much relationships. You've got to build the relationships with a blue. Now take a look at the very bottom there. You've got 15%. This is very, very interesting. 15% of the world's population is a blue. So think about this. If you're a blue and you speak to the rest of the world like you want to be spoken to, you're pretty much not, you're missing 85% of other people's personalities. So to understand, if you're a blue, how to talk to the other colors, it's crucial, very, very crucial. As a blue, you're one of the best promoters in anything. You will talk, and you're very creative. So are you right brained? Yeah, right brained. So you basically are very creative. You love to tell jokes, fast cars, very expressive. And you're one of those people that are look disorganized, but you actually are organized in all the chaos. So I hope that makes a bit of sense there. I'm going to touch on the weaknesses and strengths. Weaknesses, they talk a lot and they usually will say something without even thinking. Okay, as I mentioned, they're basically very unorganized. So you can walk into the office and they can have this crazy office, everything's all over the place. For them, it's normal for them. Don't go in the office and try to organize their life for them. They'll get very, very disorientated because they know where everything goes, even though it's a mess. They're also one of those people who actually are very poor savers. They spend money straight away without even thinking. And the other thing you must remember, from a business perspective, you are very poor at following up. If somebody can please, Lillian, if you can mute, that would be great. Yeah. So you basically are a scatterbrain, and you very, very need to basically stop having multiple conversations. You'll be talking to someone and then suddenly flick over there. So your conversations need to try and basically narrow them together. Your strengths are you're enthusiastic, you're playful, you're persuasive, you're optimistic, and you basically get stuff done. You know, you ever seen someone at the party, they're always making the jokes? That's a blue. They're always up for fun, must be quick, and they love people, and they're also animated. So when they're speaking, their arms are moving around, their body language is all over the place. I had a friend of mine, she was Italian at school. When you used to speak to her, hands would fly around, and I knew straight away, this is a blue. She's just very, very expressive on her body language. So these are the strengths and the weaknesses. And I'm just going to go through the basics of them, but I also want to show you how you can communicate with whatever color you are, how you can communicate to them. Most important thing, they want to have fun. Trust me. If it's boring, they will leave. Okay. And they want recognition. So think of, in Life Vantage, think of Carrie Dickey. She's a blue. She loves recognition, loves fun. Remember at convention, she was on stage in the Macarena, I think it was, to get everybody on stage. She's a blue. Everything has to be fun. For them, they love testimonials. They want to see the testimonials and they don't want to get stuck in the detail. They don't like the technical stuff. They don't like systems. So you can imagine doing ITT with LifeVantage. They need to find a way to try to keep them in the system, but also make it fun as well. They also like to see the bigger picture. Don't give them like tiny steps. They want to say, okay, we want to do X, Y, Z. We're going to convention. Then we're going to make it happen. They're not going to know how to book flights to get there, book the hotel room. They don't fuss about that. They just want to know the big picture. So, and also like to dream. So just make a mental note about dream, and I'll talk about it again later on. And the thing is with these guys, they strive for recognition. That's what they chase all the time. It's what they're chasing all the time. They want applause. They want to be on stage. So you need to find a way to recognize them. So if they enroll a customer, recognize them. A distributor, recognize them. Come whatever level in the company, recognize them. They strive for that. And they get excited in action. Again, if it's not fun, it's boring. They want to be action. And also, if you look at them, their biggest fear, not to be liked. That means if somebody doesn't like them, that's something that really throws them off. They're always striving to be liked by everybody. And we know in the world today, not everybody's going to like us. That's a fear they do have as well. In occupations, you can see them entertainment, they're in sales, or they're real estate agents. They're a people's person, okay? Always look at, that's why the first thing I find out when I'm speaking to anybody is to try to find out what occupation they do. It straight away gives me a 90% ruling what color they are. So you can see what their primary color is. So always look at the occupation when you're working with them. I always have a bit of a laugh here. What animal they are? They're a monkey. They like to fool around, right? Have a party. And I think of them as a dolphin. You know, dolphins like to swim in the waves. They like to have fun. So think of them as a monkey, always playing around. And with a shape, their shape is all over the place. Where you can think, let's say a yellow, they want to all be together as community. Their shape's a circle. So with the blue, they're all over the place. When you're looking at blue, how to recognize them, sometimes you can look at them just by what they're wearing straight away. They're always stylish, always flamboyant. They may have bright colors. They're very facial expressions. Their eyes always light up, they frown. So when they're thinking, you can actually see the expression straight away. A lot of hand movements, as you see, I'm talking like this a lot. So this is a blue personality, very much in your face, animated. Body language is moving around. They have a crazy, messy office. I've spoken about that before as well. The other thing as well, when with a blue, they like to be sitting next to you. Sometimes if you're doing a business meeting with a blue, don't sit opposite them, sit next to them. It's a big, big thing there, because if you're going to dinner with someone or having a meeting and you have the table between you and you're the other side of the table, it causes, it's not really flowing for them. Sit next to them. So very, very, from a business point of view, look at that as well. You may find they'll write letters and they're long and they'll go, oh, I forgot about something, a PS and PPS and PPPS. They keep on doing that. And I'm known to do that as well. So we all have a bit of blue in us, but your dominant color will always be the one, and whatever one is your secondary. And they speak super fast. Sometimes you look at them and say, can you please slow down? I don't understand what you're saying. The other thing as well with them is that these are the guys who pretty much get the most traffic fines because everything's too slow. They've got to get there quickly, okay? And when I've made a note there about the restaurant menu, think of them as when they're sitting at the table, the waitress or waiter will come to them, and they're the ones who haven't even ordered anything yet. Why? Because they're talking, okay? That's who they are. They talk all the time. You'll find them, they run out of money quite quickly because they always want to buy something on the fly and don't think. This is the thing that happens. You'll find that we'll talk about this next week, where a green is the opposite of a blue. Green is like an accountant. Usually the blue will always be attracted to a green because they're the people that actually help them make sure they save their money, and the blue spends it. So they have buyer's remorse often because they buy something that, oh, I should have done that, but done it anyway, and they just keep moving on. So when you can understand how to recognize a blue, it's really impactful in your business as well. When we're looking at communicating with them, again, you notice I always say fun all the time. So if you've got a blue who's a prospect and you want to get them to a meeting, you need to change the wording which you're going to say to them. Say, we're going to, firstly, if they're the opposite sex and they're single, tell them there's going to be some single females or single men there. That'll get them there. That's the exciting part, right? So you want to make sure that you have pictures you can give them, because they're all about pictures and testimonials. This is how you're going to get people who are blues to come to your meetings. Like if you want to invite somebody to the meetup today. You can say we've got a great community of people here. We have lots of fun. And it's really, we've got some going to share some awesome testimonials on the call. It's only 30 minutes. You want to give them some structure as well. We can jump in and jump out, and we can share the business perspective and the testimonials of people with great results again, the product. See the languaging is different, it's faster. When you're correcting them, let's say if they're out of line in something that they've done, or you want to try convey some information to them, get it to them in writing. 90% of the time, they'll actually forget. So say, hey, Mary, we had a good chat. This is what we spoke about. Boom, 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 boom. Write it out, email them, and say, hey, we're going to follow up with you next week. And make sure you connect with them and follow up, because they forget all the time. Notice speaking, mention it, be faster when you're speaking to them, because they'll be looking at you and they want to actually say what you want to say for you, because they're always thinking ahead, they're fast. Again, delegating with them, make sure you have clear understanding for them, step-by-step process. Because if a blue doesn't have that, they scatterbrain, they'll be all over the place. So be very clear and concise with them. When we do do's and don'ts in business, this is, if you can take a screenshot of this one here, this is one of the most important slides you want to remember. When you do the do's with them, you want to invite them to convention, get pictures, lots of pictures. They see colors, they're exciting, that's what they want. So when you're inviting a blue to a meeting, have pictures. Have them be doing fun things, people jumping and dancing, standing on chairs. Get pictures like that and get that to a blue, because that will get them excited. Compliment them, speak faster, get to know them, because their main thing is relationships, and like to socialize. They're the butterflies, the social butterflies, always doing it. And when I mentioned about dream, they love to dream. So, hey, Mary, this business can give the opportunity to get your health back on track. You know, the holiday you've always been wanted every single year that you cannot get, this may be something for you. This can help you get there where you want to be, right? So use the words dreams. So their dreams are, find out what their dreams are, find out what their dreams and aspirations are. This can help them basically come from a customer to a distributor in your business. Share them how they can get their dreams. Trust me, they'll actually join your business a lot easier as well. Give them options as well. When I mean options, I'm talking about, you can get started on the Elite Pack or the Premier Pack. One of the two. I'm not too sure what the names are, you guys, in the States, of the packs you got. So give them options. Incentivize them. Same thing. You're going to get your Pro 1, we're going to take you out for dinner. Something like that. Socialize with them. That's the thing for them. They love community. What they don't like is detail. They don't want to know the detail. They just want to see the bigger picture. Great, we're going. It's like we want to build a house. They don't want to know what the foundation is. They don't know what the windows are. They just want to open the front door and the inner house. That's how their brain functions. They don't like facts. They don't like them at all. Like an accountant wants all the facts, ding, to ding, all the time. They just want simple basics from them. Don't give them tasks. They don't work. So if you want to work with these people in the blues, don't get them to try to organize a convention or organize your meeting. Get them to be greeting people at the door. Those are people that you want. Those are the guys or the ladies who are going to basically keep the excitement and the energy high in the room as well. Verbal feedback. Now, this is quite interesting. Don't say to them, let's say I'm going to say, Lillian, we're having a chat, you're a blue, and you're rattling on and chatting, because remember, you like to talk. That's what you're going to do as a blue. Then I say, tell me more, Lillian. And that's what's going to happen. That person now is going to keep talking and talking and talking. So try avoid giving them more verbal feedback to get them to speak more. You want to try to slow them down from speaking too much, right? How do we speak to the different colors being a blue? So now we're going to go more into the meat and potatoes, as we call it. Let's look at how is a blue going to speak to a yellow. Remember, you guys, as a blue and a yellow, you're really open. You love to talk about feelings all the time. But remember, the yellows are more indirect. If somebody can mute, I'm not too sure it is, who's just popped on, it'd be great. So there we go. Awesome. So you're really open, talk about your feelings. Remember, the yellow is indirect. And if you're a blue, you talk, you will talk too much over the yellow, and the yellow is not going to feel heard. They're just going to hang around and just sort of float around. You want to make sure you ask more questions to the yellow, because yellow is not direct. It's never going to interrupt your conversation. So you as a blue talking to a yellow, you want to ask them questions so they can give you feedback as well. Again, speaking to a yellow, slow down a bit. Because the blue, you want everything fast. As yellow, they like to make decisions a lot slower. My partner's a yellow. She takes a long time to make decisions. So I have to learn to manage that as well. So for me being a red, I'm very much quick to make things happen. So speak slower to a yellow, and be active listening. Look at their eyes. Give them their body language contact. Because sometimes as a blue and a yellow, you're looking, sorry, a blue and a red, you're looking all over the place. Be focused on them and be warm and sincere. You really want to get into the feeling of speaking to a yellow. Remember, the yellow is the hippies. Everything is about love and community. You want to make sure you tap into it as well. And when you speak into the yellow or any other color of being a blue, don't just go, oh, they're yellow, and you speak to them like this. It will come naturally. So don't just use this to manipulate people. This is not what the training is about at all. So do yourself a favor and find all the people who are yellows in your business and start flagging them. Say, oh, this is how I should learn to speak to them. Because when you speak their language, you're definitely going to get great results with them. Now, how do you speak to a green? A green is like an accountant. They like to, or an accountant, or someone who does finance, very structured person, an engineer, same thing as well. Very quiet and very self-contained and indirect. And funny enough, I'll tell you a story quickly. I was on a call yesterday or late last night with a lady who's a green. I had to speak very, very slowly. And she first wanted to double check with her doctor if this is going to basically be all right with the medications that she's taking. And I knew that she would be fine, but I said, you know what? It's a great idea. Please do that. Confirm with your doctor, and we'll get back and have another call and see what's right for you. Because a green does not like to be wrong. They will go every length of studying and researching something, because when they make a decision, it takes a long time, but when they do, it's solid for them. So greens do not like to be wrong. Take time with the greens, because remember, they're very systems orientated, and use a blue is just scatterbrain in their brains. As a green looks at you, it's like, man, this blue person is way all over the place. They don't know what they're doing. So you need to find some more structure when you speak into a green as well. And as a blue, most times you essentially don't think before you speak, you just blue, vomit it out. And a green can be offended quite quickly with that. Also, as a blue, you want to be more prepared and know the details of what you're doing. So if someone's asking you some questions on, let's say, the product, be prepared to either direct them to somebody who knows about information product, or direct them to some video. So you want to be a pointer in this business. This is one of the things I've learned into Life Vantage. Be a professional pointer. So you point in the right direction, it just puts you out the picture. So point a green to some more detailed information. And one thing, don't be pushy. They don't like it, because when you be pushy with them, because as a blue, you love to sell things. You love that I suppose the hit, or the drug, as I call it, when you sell something, because that's what blues like. They love to sell. They're salesy people. They're very social, where a green isn't. So you see the difference in language when you're talking to them. So talk slower and don't be pushy with them as well. The reds, this is an interesting one. Now remember, the reds are very direct, and so are you. So as a blue, you need to get to the point when speaking to a red. A red is all about business, business, business. Get to the point. We haven't got time to mess around. There's not enough hours in the day to do anything. You both are very direct. Never get into a discussion with a blue and a red. When I mean discussion, I'm talking about an argument. Because trust me, they're both opinionated, they're both direct, and you'll be fighting with each other. It doesn't work. So avoid having to have these deep, direct conversations with reds, but get to the point with them. Get to the point. So in this example, for let's say I'm a red and someone's talking to me, and the blue one needs to say, Phil, we've got an amazing business opportunity here. I don't know if it's actually for you, but I'd love you to take a look at it. See how quick and direct, short and sharp. So this will help you hugely in your business when you're working with people like this. Now, if you're a blue, talking to a blue, okay, you both love to talk, you're both totally disorganized, and you both want to have a whole lot of fun. You have to be the blue that takes control and guides the conversation. You've got to basically be the person that goes, holds the fort. Because if you don't, you'll be having a meeting for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Before you know, an hour and a half later, you're still talking, and you're talking about something that's totally off topic. You have to guide the conversation and hold it together. So I think that sums up basically, oh, there we go. There's another one. This slide here, some tips. Control your time. As a blue, you're disorganized. You scatterbrain, you don't follow up. This is a trend with the blue. It's common. So have some structure. So put some structure into your business. So have something where you have I use a system called Trello. It's Trello. And actually it's a nice little sort of segmented CRM system where I can keep track of everybody I speak to. And it's for free. You can download it. You get an app on your phone, or you can actually log into use it on your computer. works wonders for me, because I'm also scatterbrained as well, even though I'm a red. So I have to have structure, has to have reminders keep popping up. Okay, Phil, you're having this meeting at this time. I need to know that. So you need structure, because this will help you follow up, because we all know fortunes in the follow-up, right? In our business. Very, very important. And as a blue, they will jump around quickly, and meaning they struggle to finish things. Now, remember, the blues are also the people that will come in your business and also get out as quick as they come in. Think about this. They're social. They've got usually a big client base, a database, or friendship circle. They can bring people into your business quickly, and then also can take them out. So you need to nurture and understand these guys and these ladies who are blues. They also, when we talk about make money and fulfill your dreams, remember we spoke about dreams? The more you can say to them, Mary, this year can help you get that annual holiday you've been looking for the last 10 years. If you start doing that when you start showing them how to dream, they will keep in the system. But you've got to make sure that you basically make it fun, 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 and fun. If you ain't going to make it fun, I can tell you now, they're going to be bored and they're going to go somewhere else. I like someone to say to me, there's an Australian funny word, possums. It's a little animal that runs around Australia. It's like they say it's got like ADHD. So it goes, oh, possum, and it's looking and it's going to go somewhere else. So you need to make sure you've got to keep them zoned in and make it fun. So I think that is actually the last slide. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So you can switch off the recording, and hopefully that gives you some cool ideas on how to deal with blues. There's there's so much information. Go on the internet. There's a guy I follow. His name is Jerry Clark. I mentioned it last time on a call, Jerry, and his last name is Clarke. And he actually built this concept of the magic of colors. And he is a network marketer. So he knows how to actually communicate well. And his brother was I think it was a Nashua photocopier salesman in the US, had no idea on people skills. He learned this backwards and basically became the #1 Nashua copy salesperson in the USA, just understanding this. So I'm just giving you tiny snippets of it. So by all means, yeah, just take a look at it. Very, very cool